Hi there. My name is Edgar Williams, and today I will be talking about a type of nonverbal communication, more specifically um, called the body movement, such as the oculesics and facial expressions. What is a nonverbal communication? Well, according to the textbook Interplay, a nonverbal communication is a message or messages expressed by non-linguistic means. But we got to keep in mind there are many types of nonverbal communication, such as the body movement, touch, distance, territoriality, time, the physical attractiveness, physical environmental, and even clothing. But I will be focusing on the body movement, more specifically on the facial expressions and oculesics. Now, let's keep in mind that the face and eyes are the most noticeable parts of the body. And they're the central component of the facial expression is the eyes, the behavior, the movement of the eyes. And what it basically it is, it's called oculesics. And according to Interplay, the oculesics is the study of how the eyes can communicate, especially now because of COVID. We have covering our mouth, and we have to be able to smile with our eyes and be able to be upset or show type of emotion, with our own eyes. The eyes are being part of a facial expression and being able to tell a lot about a person, the way they're thinking or even how they feel about a situation. Me personally, as a Mexican Latino, I am considered a very high context. We tend to rely on subtle, often nonverbal cues to maintain social harmony. Coming to the United States, where they're considered to be more low context, where each person uses language primary to express thought, feelings, and ideas as directly as possible. I have found myself lost in trying to communicate my emotions across the culture. A study done by Williams Cruz about the difference in nonverbal communication styles between cultures, the Latino and Anglo perspective, found that the Latino look away right after they start a conversation, thus the eye wandering during a conversation with someone else. On the other hand, the Anglo tend to keep eye contact when speaking or during a conversation with someone else. Okay, well, the Anglo community takes the wandering of the eyes as a person of lack of confidence, a certainty or trust, truthfulness. Me personally, in my own culture, staring someone for a long time, whether it's in a conversation or walking by, it is considered to be. It is definitely not considered to be lack of self confidence. It's more. It comes across more as, "Hey, I'm challenging you. Hey, I'm mad at you. Hey, I dislike you. Stay away." But with that said, let's keep in mind that oculesics and facial expressions are very ambiguous because while it can mean hate, challenge, or mad, it can also mean a romantic interest. So you gotta be very, very careful when trying to communicate with other cultures. Another great study about perception of facial expression and how it differs across the culture would be the one that was conducted by Rachel E. Jack, a PhD degree of the University of Glasgow. In her studies, her goal was to show that people from different cultures think about facial expression in different ways. The study involved 15 Chinese and 15 Caucasian people, where they had to view emotions, neutral faces. They were randomly altered, on a computer. Each of them had to categorize them either if they were happy, if they were sad, surprised, fear, disgusted, or angry, thus allowing the research to identify the expression associated with each emotion. The conclusion of this study um, showed that Asian people relied on the eyes more than Caucasian people. Now, Caucasian relies on facial expressions such as the eyebrows, the mouth, thus leading to an ambiguous interpretation of the facial expression. This makes a great point when dealing with other cultures. We have to make sure that we can understand our own culture so that we can understand other cultures. Um, Especially to understand what is the best way to communicate with someone outside of our own culture. Now, we have to understand that it really takes part of a nonverbal communication. For example, a two study performed by Dr. Albert Mehrabian in 1967. Dr. Albert, um, sorry, that's my alarm. Dr. Albert Mehrabian in 1967 um, created a theory model state that is using a nonverbal communication that consists of 7% of meaning is communicated through words, like spoken, 38% through the tone of voice, such as like high pitch, low pitch, or sounds, and the last one is like 55% through body language. Okay, so therefore, facial expression in oculesics is a vital process within our own culture. Although expressions such as facial expression and oculesics are instrumental in understanding others' better communication, um, it is not a whole picture. It is one part of a nonverbal communication. And with that said, I leave you with a quote, which I really want you to pause and think about this. The quote, it says, "The most important thing in communication is hearing what is not said." This quote was by Peter F. Drucker, and thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much. Have a nice day. We'll see you in the next.